Hey, what's up guys, my name is legoletegamer and welcome back you guys to another Call of Duty Infinite Warfare video. In today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you the best class setup for the Type 2. So just recently Infinity Ward buffed a couple of weapons and they also nerfed some weapons, and one of those buffs was the Type 2. It's definitely a very unexpected buff because before this gun was buffed, this gun was literally a very weak assault rifle and not a lot of people use this gun, but after the buff they had, this gun is definitely one of the top tier weapons of Infinite Warfare as of right now. It's definitely a very good gun to use. I do have a feeling though that they will nerf it in the future just because of how powerful they made it right now, so you do definitely have to try out the Type 2 right now. It's definitely a very good gun, and like I said, it's definitely one of the top weapons to use right now in Infinite Warfare. So anyway guys, what they did with the buff is they increased the fire rate of the gun and they also reduced the recoil. So the Type 2 already has the highest fire rate in the assault rifle class, so having that extra bit of fire rate added again is just something insane. I mean, this gun kills so quickly, it's pretty much insane. At close range and medium range distances, this gun just absolutely melts just because they increased the fire rate, and also the fact that it has reduced recoil. It's pretty much the equivalent of the NV4 recoil, where it literally has none. It does have a little bit of recoil, like a tad bit of recoil when you're shooting at longer ranges, but like I said, that's not too much of a problem because before they buffed this weapon, the recoil was insanely high. I mean, the recoil would just go vertically up and it was pretty much insane, but after the buff they had with this gun is extremely accurate. But anyway guys, today I'm going to be bringing you the best class setup for the Type 2. I'm going to be showing you guys what I think are the best attachments used for this gun. So if you guys do enjoy this video, I would really appreciate a like rating. That would really help me out. And if you guys are new here to my channel, make sure you do definitely subscribe for some more Call of Duty content, and also make sure you do definitely tap the little bell icon next to my subscribe button so it will always notify you every single time I upload a video. But anyway, let's get straight on into the video. So the Type 2, like I said, is definitely one of the best weapons used in Infinite Warfare. I'm going to have a very balanced class setup, and it's definitely going to make this gun extremely overpowered. So anyway, let's get into the attachments of this gun. So I'm using 3 attachments and 4 perks. So the first attachment is going to be Quick Draw. Quick Draw is definitely an attachment that I like to use, especially if you struggle winning gunfights. Quick Draw is definitely going to help you and increase your chances of winning gunfights by almost 50%. It's literally the best attachment to use in any Call of Duty, and it's definitely my go-to attachment that I like to use, especially for an assault rifle and SMG. You want to be getting the first couple of shots on the enemies, and that's definitely going to ensure you that you're going to be winning a gunfight, so that's why I use Quick Draw. Now the next attachment is going to be Grip. Now I like using foregrip with this gun. Like I said before, this gun doesn't have too much recoil. There's just a tad bit of recoil at longer ranges, but once you put foregrip on, there's literally no recoil at all. Like literally it's just a straight laser. There might be a little bit of recoil, but that's not too much of a problem. Like I said, they made it pretty much equivalent to the NV4 now, where it literally has no recoil. So basically having foregrip is definitely a big advantage, and you're going to be seeing that you're going to be pretty accurate with this gun at longer ranges and mid ranges. So definitely I'm going to be using foregrip with this gun. You can also switch it out for something like stock, which is also a very good attachment to use for an assault rifle, but I'm going to use foregrip, and that's definitely an attachment that I like to use. Now the next attachment I'm going to be using is suppressor. Now suppressor is really good with this gun. Not only does it make it a bit more accurate when you're shooting it, it also allows you to stay stealthy, and that's one thing that I really like about suppressor. Suppressor in Infinite Warfare is a very dominant attachment. You don't lose too much range when you use a suppressor like you would in Black Ops 3, but in this game it's definitely a very good attachment to use, and you're staying stealthy, and it also kind of makes you get your kill streaks a little bit faster, and you kind of stay alive longer just because you have suppressor and people aren't going to know where you are. So that's why I'm going to be using the silencer. Now let's get into the perks I'm using for this gun. They're pretty simple. I'm going to be using 4 perks. So the first perk I'm going to be using is Dexterity. Now Dexterity I like to use just to reload faster. It's definitely a perk that I like to use, especially because this is an energy weapon and it doesn't have extended mag as an attachment. I like to reload faster, and the fact that it has the highest fire rate in the assault rifle class, you're going to be losing ammo extremely quickly, so that's why I like using Dexterity, so you can reload faster and always ensure that you have enough ammo in your magazine. Now the next perk I'm going to be using is Ghost. Of course I like using Ghost because we have that trusty Ghost and Silencer combo. It's definitely going to help you stay off the minimap, and it's also going to allow you to stay alive longer, so that's why I like using Ghost a lot. It's definitely a very good perk as well. Now for perk 2 I'm using Scavenger, and this is a perk that I really like to run, especially if you're not using the man-at-arm traits. Scavenger is such a good perk because the fact that you lose ammo really quickly and ammo just depletes so quickly from the Type 2 is just pretty much insane. You don't have a lot of ammo when you spawn in with this gun, so that's why I like using Scavenger, so I can always have enough ammo in my magazine, and that's why you do want to be replenishing ammo, because because of course you don't want to be picking up somebody else's gun. You want to continue to use your Type 2. Now for perk 3, I'm going to have an alternative to both Dead Silence and Hardwire, but I'm going to be using Dead Silence just because of how good of a perk it is. I also like using Hardwire, but for this sense I'm going to be using Dead Silence because I have the Suppressor and Ghost, and having that Suppressor, Ghost, and Dead Silence is probably one of the best perk combinations to go in this game. It's definitely a very solid choice, but definitely I'm going to be using Dead Silence. What it does is it silences your footsteps and also exosuit movement, so basically when you boost jump and also run around, people can't hear you that well. Even if they have a headset on, have it like the highest volume possible, literally people can't hear you when you have Dead Silence, and it's very good because you can easily flank behind enemy spawns, and that's definitely going to get you the advantage, and that's why I like using Dead Silence. But like I said, you can also use Hardwire, which is also a very good alternative. Basically what it does is it counters the counter UAV, it counters the trip mines and zero mines, which are some annoying lethal and tactical stuff to get killed by, so that's why I like using Dead Silence. Dead Silence is still a very good perk. Like I said, Dead Silence or Hardwired is definitely good when you're going for a stealthy kind of class setup, but that's pretty much going to be the class setup for the Type 2. Like I said, this gun is extremely good right now. After they buffed it, it's pretty much insane, and they also buffed a couple of other weapons as well. They buffed the Vogue basically, which they increased the damage range, and that's pretty much insane as well. And then also they had a nerf with the NV4, which is probably the biggest nerf we've ever seen right now in Infinite Warfare. Basically what they did is they increased the recoil of the NV4, so that's something a little bit special, but I do need to say it's not a big difference at all. You can still use the NV4 and it's still one of the best guns to use. But like I said guys, as of right now, the Type 2 just absolutely melts people. It's a very good gun to use right now, and it's definitely a gun that I would highly suggest you use right now before they nerf it, because like I said, I have a huge feeling that unfortunately Infinity Ward will nerf it in the future just because of how powerful they make it. I mean, that's kind of looks like the cycle that Infinity Ward likes to go, or any kind of Call of Duty, is they buff a weapon and then after they buff it, it just becomes too powerful to use, and then they have to nerf it, and then they buff it again and then nerf it, and that's pretty much the same thing that's going on with the Vogue. Basically, like in the beginning of the game, the Vogue was the best assault rifle or even the best weapon to use in Infinite Warfare, but after the couple of nerfs they had, it was kind of the worst gun, and now it's kind of getting to the best gun right now. So it's definitely a very good, you know, kind of cycle that Infinity Ward is going. But like I said, you do definitely have to use the Type 2 right now. Like I said, it's definitely one of the best weapons to use. You definitely have to use the Type 2 right now. It's definitely a very good gun to use, and trust me, with this class setup and attachments, you're going to be seeing that you're easily melting your opponents. So that's pretty much going to be the best class setup for the Type 2, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, guys. Make sure you do definitely drop a like if you do enjoy the video, and if you guys are new here to my channel, make sure you do definitely subscribe for some more Call of Duty content, and I will be catching you guys in my next video. So God bless this nation. Peace out, guys. Peace.